Buckle up.
Did we just get kidnapped by a Tesla?
Spoiler alert. We're not there yet, but we sure are on one hell of a road trip. It's going to be a bumpy ride through the digital domain. Welcome back, you glorious truth seekers, to the Wisecrack News, where the future's so bright we gotta wear shades. I'm Harper, your GPS on this highway of hilarity.
And I'm Max, rocking the night vision goggles because, let's face it, sometimes that bright future looks more like an oncoming train.
Oh, Max, always the optimist. Folks, today we are dialing up the absurdity and downloading some wit as we dive deep into the relationship between technology and humanity.
Yeah, deep dive, like when my phone decided to explore the Atlantic. But hey, enough about my electronic Titanic. Let's talk about how we're entrusting the fabric of society to ones and zeros.
Indeed, from AI taking our jobs to smart fridges judging our food choices, we're in a love-hate relationship with tech. Sometimes it feels like humanity is in the back seat asking, are we there yet?
More like, did we just get kidnapped by a Tesla? But sure, Harper, are we there yet works too if you're trying to sugarcoat the existential horror that is our reliance on tech.
Spoiler alert. We're not there yet, but we sure are on one hell of a road trip. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride through the digital domain.
Just make sure your seatbelt can withstand 5G radiation, folks. Hold on to your butts, and let's get to it.
So let's kick things off with some recent tech ventures. First up, latest breakthrough. Scientists have created an AI so advanced, it's starting to forget things just like we do. How's that for human-like?
Great! So now we can look forward to robots having midlife crises and forgetting where they parked their hoverboards. Progress?
You know, Max, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Our digital offspring are learning from the best.
Who programmed them to learn from reality TV, though?
Ah, yes. The algorithm of life. Inexplicably drawn to drama. Speaking of which, let's talk about social media platforms, shall we? Tweaking their algorithms to show you more of what you love.
You mean more of what makes you never want to put down your phone? My thumb's got more muscles than a bodybuilder at this point.
Strong thumbs for a strong grip on reality, Max. But hey, it's not all doom and screen.
No? Because last time I checked, smart tech was making dumb decisions for us. I kinda miss the days when my toaster didn't have a burn the house down mode.
Well, that's where we draw the line, right? Automating convenience is one thing, but I want my toaster to respect me in the morning.
Good luck with that. Now let's switch gears to self-driving cars. They've been all the rage. You ready to trust your life to a line of code?
Actually, I'm more concerned about the self-driving car's existential dread. To crash or not to crash is quite the question.
And I can't wait for the first car to refuse to drive because it didn't get enough likes on Carstagram.
Ah, the technical difficulties of being socially aware. But hey, there's more to this story.
Right. So before we continue, let's not forget our digital etiquettes. If you're enjoying the show, hit that like button, leave a comment, and spread the word like gossip in a small town.
Now, diving into the rabbit hole of technological advancements, we've got virtual reality. It's supposed to be an escape, but somehow I end up with motion sickness and a deep fear of pixelated zombies.
My idea of virtual reality is closing my eyes and hoping my problems will vanish. Spoiler alert, they don't. Instead, I find new ones when I open Twitter.
The troubles of being virtually popular, Max. But imagine applying VR to real-life situations, like rehearsing for a job interview or pretending to enjoy your in-laws' dinner party.
Or mute them in real time. Isn't that the future we were promised? Siri, enable silent mode on Mother-in-Law 2.0.
You might be onto something there. In other news, wearables are tracking our every step, breath, and, presumably, our bad decisions. Gotta love a wristwatch that silently judges you?
Nothing like being shamed by a gadget that has more control over my life than I do. Hey, watch. How about tracking the time I spend regretting my online purchases?
Oh, the irony. We buy tech to help us simplify life, and then we need help managing the tech. It's the circle of strife, my friend.
Circle of strife. I see what you did there, Harper. But let's not forget about drones. They were meant to capture beautiful landscapes. Now they're capturing my neighbor's sunbathing. Privacy, anyone?
Flying peeping toms aside, drones do have their ups, like emergency deliveries.
Yeah, delivering my third emergency pizza of the week. The future is now, and it's greasy.
A futuristic feast for sure. Moving on, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. Cryptocurrencies. The money of the future or the biggest game of financial musical chairs?
Let me think. I'd rather invest in something tangible, like, I don't know, a collection of retro Beanie Babies.
Nostalgic value over digital coins, huh? Speaking of the past, what's your take on tech nostalgia erupting? Flip phones making a comeback and vinyl records outselling CDs.
I kind of appreciate the simplicity of a flip phone, honestly. You're mad. You flip it closed. It's cathartic. Try slamming a smartphone. You'll end up sobbing over repair costs.
Oh, by the way, in the spirit of revivals, what about AI chatbots trying to replace humans? Should we be worried, Max?
Yeah, let's swap small talk with something that can recite pi to 1,000 places but can't understand sarcasm. Truly, a step forward for mundane chats everywhere.
Ah, but imagine the possibilities, Max. A bot that listens to your in-laws so you don't have to.
Now that's a feature I can get behind. But before AI takes our jobs, let's remember, they can't replace the human touch. Who else will you rant to about the weather or your mother-in-law?
Touché, Max. There's comfort in knowing some things are immune to the rise of the machines. Speaking of immunity, the recent tech detox trend, putting down devices and touching grass. Thoughts?
If touching grass is all it takes to detox, then my dog is the healthiest tech-free individual I know. But I get the point. Sometimes you need to unplug and experience 3D life.
Absolutely, Max. It's about balance. Maybe the future isn't in overtaking humanity with tech, but enhancing the human experience like a perfectly brewed cup of augmented coffee.
I'll toast to that, my smart mug with dumb coffee. But hey, we do have some suggestions to throw into the tech cauldron for a better brew, don't we?
We sure do. For starters, let's make tech that's repairable and not just disposable. Right to repair, people.
Hell yeah! And how about tech that promotes real connections, not just Wi-Fi ones?
Now that's a connection worth investing in. Also, a shout out to innovations that prioritize privacy. Like my smart fridge doesn't need to know my midnight snack secrets.
Your fridge doesn't, but I do. Spill it, Harper.
Not a chance, Max. Listeners, you heard it here. Tech is transforming our world, but let's not forget the human in humanity.
Yeah, before we find ourselves living in a Black Mirror episode, although I swear some days it feels like we're extras in one.
Could be worse. We could be in the credits, Max. Let's wrap it up with our classic sign-off. This is Harper signing off for the Wisecrack News.
And I'm Max, reminding you to screw in those privacy settings tight and don't let the tech bugs bite.